Hello, welcome back, Steve's Retirement Corner. What a great day to be retired. Been out here knocking around today, just goofing off. And I sit down over on the bench over yonder. Got to thinking, this is the exact kind of day that when I was working, I'd be spending a lot of time out on the patio wishing I was out here doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Nothing but what I want to. You look at it, man. It's a beautiful day out here. Let's get up. See, you didn't hear my knees crack, did you? Hey, look up there. Just a few puffy clouds, beautiful blue sky. The birds are chirping. Man, you couldn't ask for a better day to be sitting on your butt doing nothing. But man, don't get me wrong, man. It ain't easy, and I know, and it's hard to pull the trigger. But once you do, man, if something happens mentally, I don't know, man, if it's scientific or it's just psychological or whatever, you'll do what it takes to make it work. Just like when you were working, man. For me, anyways, man. I don't know how everybody is. And I'm built different, I'm built to sit and do nothing. You wouldn't believe how lazy my butt is. I don't do nothing nothing like I used to, man. Since I've retired, I just can't do like I used to. And I think it's because nothing actually needs to be done. You know what I mean? I pretty much do whatever my mind comes up with, and I'm happy with it. But I mean, you'd be sitting around and thinking at work, you're hearing all that noise about retirement, how you can't retire, and that you have $3.7 million and 35 hobbies and stuff like that. Plan to live to 180 and all this bull. And truth is, can't nobody tell you, man. All that stuff is personal, man. It totally depends on your situation. About all any of us can do is the best we can and hope it's enough. I'll tell you a little secret. If you get your daggone expenses and your debt levels under control, you run your numbers till you can't run them no more and have somebody check over them. If everything turns up green, Doc, at that point you're really working for you because you want to. The way I look at it, heck, I don't know. But I'm glad I didn't worry about the economy of 2022 holding me back, or the forecast that they had done for 2023. That right there proves how nuts I am. As bad as everything dropped in 22, and as bad as they was looking forward to 23 pulling out, and I still called it quits. I'd had enough, man, and when I looked at everything, it just wasn't worth it. On a beautiful day like this out here, man. You want me to go up in that dirty, smelly, dangerous plant and put in 8, 16 hours and come back tomorrow and do the same thing? Shove it, as far as I'm concerned. That's just me, man. I understand, man. Guys are just as worried and scared as anybody else, if not more so. But, once you get into it, you still got a plug in retirement, man. Plugging never stops, Doc. Because it's something you ain't never done before. And you got to learn and feel your way through it. You can get help, get some ideas and stuff, but you're the one that's got to put in the work, just like it took you to get to retirement. You can get ideas and have people tell you what's the best way to do things, but until you get out there, man, or until you get and do what works for you, you're the only one that can do that. Can't nobody else do it for you. And that's why I say people ought to slow down and enjoy retirement, man. Because you're not actually slowing down, man. You're doing things at your speed instead of how somebody else is telling you got to do it, And it feels like you slow down. Life slows down a little bit. That's what it feels like for me. I mean, you got that debt and expenses under control, and you done run your numbers, man. It's still hard to pull the trigger. It took me a year before I pulled the trigger after I had all that figured out. I didn't want to let go, man. Working is something that is, it's habit, it's comfortable, it's a life you know. To leave all that behind and go out there and have to build a brand new life for yourself, it can be intimidating. I mean, you've been doing that for how many decades, You kind of lose track of yourself and what really makes you tick. I did. So I didn't know what to expect out of retirement. I knew what I wanted out of it. But was it going to be a possibility or not? I don't know. The only way to really find out was for me to take that jump. But if you can do them three things, that debt and expense levels under control and run your numbers and get it checked out, the rest of it, man, is a piece of cake. As long as you work at it. And I don't do the squat. Last year I spent a lot of time worried about all that mess. I'm harder on myself than I am anybody else. I get ticked off and upset because I screw something up or I didn't do it like I should have or whatever, When I understand that, hey man, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. It's trial and error for me. But I shouldn't have the errors the way I feel like it. But anyways, let's take a walk around my half acre of paradise, I call it. I'll show you why it's probably my happiest place on earth right here. We'll walk over this way here. First thing I want to show you is my daggone game cleaning station. I finally built that 2 years into retirement. That'll tell you how much fire's lit under my butt. Look here, I even put hot water wheels on it. See here? I got the small ones in the front and the big ones in the back. That's why that brace had to be higher than the other ones. So this is the back side. This is where I screwed up at. I should have come out 2 more inches so I could have run a 2x4 down the side here. But I had a piece of trash daggone plywood. I had to cut 2 feet out the middle and it wasn't quite wide enough, but I went with it anyways. I can come over here and do my work. Throw my guts over here and put a stopper down here and have it full of water. Throw my good stuff down in there. What I want to do is put me a daggone shelf across here so I can set my gut bucket on top of it. So that's about the only thing I got left. I put it on wheels because that thing's probably 150 pounds if it's an ounce. Ain't no way I could carry it back yonder to the shadows back yonder on the other side of the garden. But heck, now it's on wheels. I can pull it with one finger just about. There she goes. I was going to hook it up to my lawnmower and tow it out there. Then I cleaned out my bird feeders and got them restocked. I had to let them sit feral empty for a couple of weeks. Had some daggone blackbirds and starlings come through and clean me out. I wanted to wait till they were over with. Got to get rid of that hummingbird feeder. They're about ready to go to the go south for the winter, I guess, around here anyways. Then I come over here to the garden. I finished cleaning everything out. Finished putting it to bed for the winter. Normally it's 1st of September when I do everything. I just pulled out the last of the peppers. Threw them here. The last of the tomatoes are over yonder. Still getting some green ones. I don't know if y'all can see a green one over in the corner there. There's a red one down there on the bottom there. I need to pick that one up. I put collards in here. I originally cleaned out that back bed and this one here and all the way up to the peppers here. Put a couple of collards in. There's one there. I got a little piece of one still hanging on there. And I got 2 down here still growing. But I'd put 3 or 4 here and a couple back yonder in that back bed. But they died on me. I don't know what the heck happened on them. When I was up there getting them, they weren't. I got the last pick. Bunch of scraggly little things. I figured I'd put them in the ground, see if they make anyways. But There was a couple up yonder that was getting some. They had put in some in a week before me, and they all had died on them. I had the same trouble with my squash last year. First batch I put in didn't make a thing. They died. So I don't know what the heck happened, but we'll give it a shot. So I'll come over here and sit on the bench for a minute, right in the sunlight. But I don't know, man. Retirement, you know, it is what you make it. You know, the key is to be realistic with your expectations. Be honest with yourself about what you're looking for out of it. You know, and your planning part of it. You know, be open and willing to try any daggone thing. Keep you from getting bored, or keep you active. You know, that's something a lot of people don't plan for, is that open mind space you get when you retire. You ain't concentrating on work or what you got to get done when you get off of work or whatever like that. Your mind, or my mind anyway, just goes 100 miles an hour, and man, I don't hardly get started on something, and I don't come up with a dozen different things to do. You know, it's easy to get distracted in retirement because you got nothing that you actually have to get done. So if you start working on something today, and hey, you want to go to the ball game at noon and catch the baseball game or something, you can do it. And it's so tempting. I mean, I'm telling you, it's tempting. And a lot of times I do it. But hey, man, y'all take care of yourselves, man. And any of you guys that got stuck in that storm last week, man, I'm hoping all the best for you. We've been through a small portion of them storms. I mean, we've been without power and trees down everywhere and little minor flooding everywhere, but nothing like you guys got. I mean, a lot of people lost every daggone thing. It's just heartbreaking. It's, you know, makes me feel helpless. Ain't a thing I can do. If you was next door, I'd sure be doing something big time for you. But I sure wish y'all all the best, man. I really do. But y'all take care of yourselves, man. You enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll talk at you later.